You may have felt it in your body too. That tightness in your chest. That restless energy that doesn't let you fully relax. Your body has its own way of communicating with you, often more honest than your thoughts. When you ignore your intuition, your body speaks louder. It creates discomfort not to harm you, but to get your attention. Because deep down, you already know the truth. You just haven't allowed yourself to fully accept it yet. Sometimes the warning comes through people. Someone enters your life and something about them feels off, even if you can't explain why. Or someone you trust begins to show patterns that don't sit right with your spirit. You may try to justify it. You may give them the benefit of the doubt. But that quiet voice inside you keeps returning, gently reminding you that something is not aligned. The universe often uses people as mirrors, showing you what you need to see, even when it's uncomfortable. Not everyone is meant to stay, and not every connection is meant to grow. Some are here simply to reveal something important, something you might have overlooked within yourself. There are also moments of unexpected clarity, like brief flashes where everything suddenly makes sense. You see a situation for what it truly is. You feel a strong knowing about a decision you need to make. But then doubt creeps in. Fear starts to whisper. You begin to question yourself. And slowly, that clarity fades. This is one of the most delicate moments, because this is where you are being asked to trust yourself. The universe shows you the truth, but it cannot force you to act on it. That choice has always been yours. There is something in your life right now that doesn't feel right, and you can sense it even if you can't fully explain it. It's subtle, almost like a whisper in the background of your thoughts, gently pulling at your attention. You try to ignore it. You tell yourself it's nothing. But deep down, you know it's something more. The universe doesn't speak in loud, obvious ways at first. It begins softly, patiently, giving you signs, nudges, small disruptions that are easy to dismiss. And yet, here you are, feeling this strange weight, this quiet tension, as if something is trying to reach you. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is a message, and it has been waiting for you to notice. Maybe it started with a feeling you couldn't shake, a sense that something is off, even when everything looks fine on the surface. Or perhaps it came through repeated patterns, situations that keep happening again and again, conversations that leave you with the same uneasy emotion, outcomes that feel strangely familiar. You might have brushed them aside at first, thinking it was just bad luck or overthinking. But the universe doesn't repeat itself without purpose. When something shows up again and again, it is not here to annoy you. It is here to teach you, to guide you, to wake you up to something you have been avoiding. There are moments when life seems to slow down just enough for you to notice these signs more clearly. A sudden pause, a delay, a plan that falls apart unexpectedly. At first, it feels frustrating, like things are not going your way. But what if those interruptions are not obstacles? What if they are protection? The universe often removes what is not aligned with you before you even realize it needed to go. It creates space where you thought there should be certainty. And in that space, you are meant to reflect, to listen, to understand what is truly meant for you and what is not. There comes a moment when ignoring the signs is no longer an option, and you can feel that moment getting closer. It's not sudden. It builds quietly, like a tide rising beneath the surface, until one day it touches everything. The feelings become stronger. The patterns become clearer. What once felt uncertain now feels undeniable. And in that space, you are faced with a choice. You can continue to look away, to distract yourself, to hope things will somehow change on their own. Or you can finally turn toward the truth that has been waiting for you all along. The universe is patient, but it is also precise. If gentle whispers are ignored, they slowly become louder. Not to punish you, but to make sure you don't miss what truly matters. That's why small discomfort can grow into bigger disruptions. A minor doubt can turn into a heavy emotional weight. A situation you once tolerated can suddenly feel unbearable. It's not because things are falling apart. It's because you are being guided out of something that no longer belongs in your life. The discomfort is not your enemy. It is your signal. You might notice that the things you once accepted without question now feel different. Conversations drain you. Environments feel heavy. Even routines that once felt safe begin to feel restrictive. This shift can be confusing at first. You may wonder why you can't just go back to how things were. But the truth is, you are not the same person anymore. Awareness has changed you. Once you begin to see clearly, you cannot unsee. And that is exactly what the universe intended. There is a quiet strength within you that is starting to rise. You may not fully recognize it yet, but it's there. It shows up in the moments when you question what you deserve. It appears when you begin to say no to things that don't feel right. It grows every time you choose honesty over comfort. This strength is your alignment returning. It is you remembering who you are beneath the noise, beneath the expect. You might wonder why these warnings don't come in a clearer, louder way. Why not just make it obvious? Why not remove all confusion? But the truth is, growth doesn't happen through force. It happens through awareness. If everything were obvious, you would never learn to listen. You would never strengthen your intuition. The subtlety is intentional. It invites you to slow down, to become present, to reconnect with that deeper part of yourself that already understands. Think about the things you've been avoiding, the conversations you've been putting off, the decisions you keep delaying, the feelings you try to distract yourself from. These are not separate from the warnings you are receiving. In fact, they are directly connected. The universe is not trying to scare you. It is trying to guide you back to alignment, back to truth, back to yourself. But guidance only works if you are willing to receive it. There is a reason you are hearing this right now. Out of all the moments in your life, something brought you here, to this exact point of awareness. That is not accidental. You are being given an opportunity to pause and really look at your life. To ask yourself what feels right and what doesn't. To notice where you feel peace and where you feel resistance. These feelings are not random. They are signals pointing you in the direction you need to go. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to know every step. All you need is the willingness to listen, to be honest with yourself, to trust that quiet voice, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Because the universe doesn't always speak through logic. It speaks through feeling, through intuition, through those small moments that catch your attention for no clear reason. Right now, something is trying to reach you. Not in a loud, overwhelming way, but in a calm, persistent whisper. It is asking you to pay attention, to stop ignoring what you already feel, to recognize the patterns, the signs. Fear will try to hold you where you are. It will remind you of what you might lose, of the uncertainty ahead, of the risks you cannot fully predict. And yes, there is always uncertainty when you step into something new. But what fear doesn't tell you is what you are already losing by staying where you are. The energy you drain, the peace you sacrifice, the truth you keep ignoring. These losses are quiet, but they are real. And the universe is trying to show you that you deserve more than that. Sometimes the warning is not about something external. It's about something within you that is ready to change. Old habits, old beliefs, old versions of yourself that no longer fit the life you are meant to live. Letting go of these parts can feel like losing a piece of yourself. But in reality, you are not losing anything real. You are releasing what was never truly aligned with you in the first place. You are making space for something more honest, more peaceful, more you. You don't have to rush this process. The universe is not asking you to have all the answers right now. It is simply asking you to stop ignoring what you feel, to sit with it, to listen without judgment, to allow the truth to unfold naturally, without forcing it away. There is a deep calm that comes when you stop resisting. Even if nothing around you has changed yet, something within you begins to settle. That is the beginning of alignment. There will be moments when clarity feels overwhelming, when you see everything so clearly that it almost scares you. In those moments, breathe. You are not meant to solve everything at once. You are only meant to take the next honest step. One decision, one truth, one small act of courage. That is enough. The path reveals itself as you walk it, not before. Trust that you are not being led away from something good. You are being guided towards something better, even if it doesn't look that way right now, even if it feels uncertain. The universe does not remove something. Right now, you are standing at the edge of awareness. You have seen the signs. You have felt the warnings. You have sensed the shifts. The only question left is whether you will trust yourself enough to listen. Because the answers you are searching for are not outside of you. They never were. They have always been within you, waiting for you to slow down long enough to hear them. You are not alone in this. Even in moments of uncertainty, there is a quiet guidance surrounding you, supporting you, gently leading you forward. You may not always recognize it, but it is there, in the timing of events, in the feelings that rise within you, in the subtle pull towards something different. This is not something to fear. This is something to trust. And as you begin to listen, really listen, something beautiful starts to happen. The noise fades. The confusion softens. The path, once unclear, begins to take shape in the simplest ways. Not through force, but through alignment. Not through struggle, but through awareness. You start to feel lighter, even if your circumstances haven't fully changed yet. Because deep down, you know you are finally moving in the right direction. So don't ignore this moment. Don't push it away. This is your invitation to wake up, to reconnect, to realign. The universe is not warning you to scare you. It is guiding you because you are ready. Ready to see. Ready to change. Ready to step into a version of your life that feels true, peaceful, and deeply aligned with who you really are. And all it takes is one choice: to listen.